All right, this video is going to do the next set of tests. We've already done dissolved oxygen. Now I'm going to test for you nitrate and phosphate. Now I've got my handout little pack here. It kind of talks me through how to do this. A lot of these I would never, well, none of these I wouldn't expect you to have it memorized. I'll always give you the set of sequences. I do this all the time, and I always refer to them too. So now we're going to run a different set. We have a dry reagent here, or powder reagent, and we also, for nitrate and for phosphate, we are going to be testing using a liquid reagent. So those are our test materials. Here's our test water samples. I got them out of this container. It's about 25 minutes old, maybe 30 minutes by now. I've got everything set up and ready to go. So I will be setting up the spectrophotometer, but we have a little bit to wait before we do that. So here goes. First thing I need to do, I need to mix the samples. So I need to get this tested. So I'm going to pull this over here. I've got my nitrate here, and I've got two nitrates. So I'm going to get them both going at once here. So we're pulling these over here so you can see them a little bit better. There we go. Test it, make it react. Wait it, let it fill completely to the top. Place it over here. Using another sample over here. Break this one. Notice, let it fill, be patient, let it fully, all the pressure get up here. And now I'm going to invert these back and forth. It says for about 1 minute, so I need to make sure I follow the rules. This is very important. So when I invert these back and forth, I'm simply just kind of going back and forth like this. So the 1 minute clock is on. Very important I run through the tests properly, right, to invert these. I'm agitating the water, I'm allowing the reagent to disperse, to find any available nitrate, to adhere to it, to chemically bond to it, and to react with it. So that's what we're doing. We want as much, we have to follow the rules. And I gotta do this for about a minute. That's what the whole process is about. So I'm almost there, about 15 more seconds. And it's still clear. Sometimes you'll see a color, a discoloration. Dissolved oxygen turned purple right away, and it continues to turn purple. But 1 minute is up. So now I give these a 5 minute wait. So I have to wait for 5 minutes, and then I'll be placing it back in. So I will wait to wipe those off. So there's my nitrate. So I need to wait for 5 minutes. So we'll come back to that. I'm going to go ahead and get the phosphate going. So phosphate, I'm going to go ahead and run this second test here. For the phosphate itself, I need to break off the samples here. Notice when I break the sample off in here, once again, this is a vacuum chamber. It's pushed up here. It's kind of cool to watch it get pushed up there. Boom, hopefully you could see that. Place it in the lid here. And I do not have to agitate this one. I do not have to do anything with this one. And this one I'll be waiting for 3 minutes. So we're going to get all of our timings, all of our measurements done really quickly once. Boom. Place this over here. Here's my sample. No agitation. The water is all ready to go. It's not temperature dependent, so now I'm just waiting. So we've got about a 3 minute wait. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get the spectrophotometer set up. So we've got our chemistry, we've got our nitrate waiting, we have our phosphate waiting. I've got my paper towel ready to wipe these down before I place them in the cell block. And here goes. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the spectrophotometer ready. So here I touch Hawk Programs. Oop, yeah, that's not it. Hawk Programs. And I'm going to do nitrate first. That's number 361. So I'm going to hit select by number. Let's see. 361. Okay. And here it actually says nitrate, high range. Start. I have to zero it out first. Remember this cell here? This is just a representative cell sample. Once again, it comes from the water here. Knows what it's comparing. And I'm going to hit 0. So I'll do this. I'll have to do this again for phosphate as well. And it's 0, right? It just zeroed it out. That's what it was doing. It shined light through here. And I'll get into that a little bit later. So I've got less than a minute left with the testing, with the time, but I got to respect that. I've got about a minute left. So I'm going to go ahead and prep these. I'm going to go ahead and get these prepped. the outside of these I'm going to go ahead and clear off. Notice I take the blue lid off. I need to make sure I place that in a location I can get. So here's my nitrate. That cell is ready to go, or that ampule. This ampule will be ready in just a moment. And when I'm done with this, I will go ahead and test them. Cleaning off this outside of the ampules. Remember, we don't want anything disrupting what we view here. And just because I still have a little bit here, I'll get my nitrate ready to go as well. So clean that one off. Clean this one off. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and test for the, oh, that was our phosphate over here. Nitrate, right here. We're doing nitrate. We're gonna go ahead and test it. I want you to see it. And I'm expecting we should get pretty good results. But I do not know what those results are going to be. Place it into the cell. It's already zeroed out. Now I'm going to hit read. And reading it, it's going to show a value of 1.8 milligrams per liter is equivalent value of parts per million. So I get a 1.8 for one sample. My second sample, I place in here. Place that one down there. Hit read. So I get a 1.8 parts per million, and I get a 2.2. So that is for nitrate. So we just ran our secondary test of nitrate, and our third test is going to be phosphate. So now I need to get out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit exit, and I'm not going to save it. But I need to go back into programs. We're now going to plug in a new number here. So I'm going to select it by number. I hit 482. Okay. It says phosphate. I'm going to start it. I have to zero it in. Remember, I have to use the actual river water itself. Place it in here. Close my cell. Zero it. We are in the home stretch, people. Zero. And here it goes. One test, one set at a time. So I'm going to test this, place this in the cell. It's in there. I'm going to get a reading on it. You get a value of 0.5 parts per million. And for the second cell, I'm going to hit read. And this will be concluding. 0.5 for the first one. I get a value of that. Generally, the negative, it's just it's a net value. It should be 0.1. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. So 0.1 and 0.5. I'm not going to store the data, and that should walk you through how to go about testing nitrate and phosphate along with dissolved oxygen. There you go.